Chris Mason throws quickly to Ben McKenna. McKenna's trying to find James Roberts inside the penalty area. It's headed away, and Duncan found James Roberts inside the penalty area. He must have a shot on goal. It's intercepted by Charlie Andrew as the keeper came long, and it was headed over him by his own defender. I think it was Josh Thacker recovering. Takes short and can find James Curtis, who in fact at the time present is the furthest Moors player back, including the keeper. He then there's a loop ball forward for Rob Ramshaw with a lovely little flick and play the 1-2 with Glenn Taylor, and Moors will work this wonderfully down this right hand side and play the ball into the penalty area. It's high, it's in for Shane Henry. Henry, first time touch, does beautifully to keep that in play and can find Chris Mason, who's the option here, and finds James Roberts trying to work the ball away from his man, but he can't do so, and Bob Johnson clears this and tries to feed Morgan Smith. Curtis into a challenge, and Curtis has stumbled on his own feet here, and Morgan Smith works his way inside the penalty area. He's got the beating of James Curtis inside the box, and Curtis goes to ground and it will fade. And I'll tell you what, if there was an Alfreton player on that penalty spot, it's a tap-in. Charlie Andrew preparing to kick this one long, on loan from Hull City, the young keeper for Alfreton in between the sticks this afternoon. It's fallen. In fact, he's offside, and I'll tell you what, there could be some trouble here as Carl Magny is into a little bit of a scrap with Danny Clark.
What's going on?
Danny Clark is 34 years old, but has picked up more cards than he's had appearances this season, and there's a little bit of argy-bargy inside the Moors penalty area, and Matt Gould still on the deck.
Need to be careful.
Still along the floor to pick up the ball. There was a
We can't possibly get another
late challenge in on him by an Alfreton body. I can't see who it is because the view is blocked at the moment, but Danny Clark was up already, and Danny East is shown a yellow card. Goal clears downfield then. Taylor up for a challenge with Qualter, and that's come off both heads in fact, and found Lynch and headed clear by Ramshaw, and Henry's into a challenge ahead of Morgan Smith, and James Curtis tries to find the feet of Glenn Taylor and does so excellently, and he's found Ben McKenna. McKenna trying to get a little bit of skill to get away from Claxton, but Claxton's come out well, trying a through ball to Morgan Smith, but intercepted by Curtis, and the ball comes back, looking for Ben McKenna, who's beating the offside trap here, and is in behind the defence here, who tries to clip ball, looking for that. Ramshaw, that's into the back of the net, and Moors take the lead. McKenna down this left-hand side, beat the offside trap, clip ball into the penalty area, and Ramshaw with a header that was into the ground over keeper Charlie Andrew, and Moors take the lead, Jack 1-0.
A superb goal from back to front. Great ball from James Curtis, perfectly weighted. What about that first touch from Ben McKenna down the left-hand side? Great cross.
Ramshaw.
There's Rob Ramshaw, great header, great goal by Spennymoor.
Moors have now got 29 goals in the last 10 games. Fantastic for Rob Ramshaw, again on the score sheet this afternoon. Magnet inside the Alfreton half finds Rob Ramshaw, plays a 1-2 with him and tries to clip ball forward to Glenn Taylor up against Dom Smith, and Dom Smith's got his arms around his neck there, and Taylor wins a free kick about 20 yards out from goal. A goal scoring opportunity here from Taylor, and Taylor will fire this one, and it's saved by Charlie Andrew and then cleared at the first time of asking by Josh Claxton.
One last week, his first one since December. And he actually scored at Alfreton last season. His only goal of last season.
Chandler to Henry, tries to clear that ball downfield. First time, Taylor putting the pressure on Dom Smith, and what will Smith do in this situation? It's cleared. And in fact, it's a late challenge by Glenn Taylor. And that'll be a booking for the Moors number 9, but I think he was just trying to block the clearance, but he's gone into Dom Smith apparently. Can't really see because the dugout was blocking the view.
It's a rare
Glenn Taylor is the first Moors player into the book this afternoon. Andrew clears this free kick, looking for Morgan Smith, but Buddle underneath this one, appeals where every Alfreton player is. Branson's scissored Rob Ramshaw on the halfway line as this game grows a bit feisty.
Yeah, it's definitely ramped up level.
Ramshaw back to his feet to ironic cheers from the Alfreton crowd.
High challenge.
By Dom Smith only as far as James Curtis. Curtis has got Claxton in front of him now as Curtis puts that ball into the penalty area. James Roberts, 20 yards out from goal, tries to shot over the bar.
Good effort from James Roberts there.
Smith, who can work this ball forward for Alfreton. He's using Josh Claxton, the right back, who is advanced quite high up the pitch here. Left-footed, swinging into the penalty area, headed away by Buddle. It will stick for Ramshaw. Ramshaw does well to keep that ball for Spennymoor and then can work it down to Shane Henry, who's operating as a right winger at the moment. Left-footed's got the beating of Thacker, nutmegs him and into the penalty area. Tries to... Well, he had Roberts as an option to pass to, but he went for the shot, did Shane Henry, on his weaker right foot, and it was straight at Charlie Andrew in the end. Plays back for Thacker. Thacker to East. East puts that ball into the box, looking for Clark. Clark heads it, and that's off the bar! And James Curtis will head clear to Magnay. Magnay will complete the clearance, but that's as close as Alfreton will come, and Moores, in fact, quite fortunate there. The ball hasn't ended up in the back of the net. Passes back to Buddle. Buddle going all the way back to keeper Matt Gould. And the ball is hooked clear by Gould. Taylor and Smith up for headers. Taylor's found Ramshaw, and Ramshaw can break away here, and he's looked to find a hand. In fact, he has handballed it. Thacker has, and he will go to his notebook again, will referee Ed Duckworth. Whistle's blown. Taylor over this free kick. Off the bar! And is that over the line? It's not. Taylor's free kick crashed off the underside of the bar and looked to bounce down, and did it bounce over the line? No, doing, says referee Ed Duckworth, but
we need goal line technology.
We do need goal line technology. But that free kick was dangerously close for Alfreton. Jason Ainsley's come miles out of technical area all the way to the halfway line to complain about that. Neither of them quite comfortable in who's picking up that ball, and it works its way out to Morgan Smith. Smith finds Branson. Branson with a challenge from Henry, and Henry can feed Ramshaw. We're here, and Ramshaw has got Taylor to his right, McKenna to his left, and he'll find Ben McKenna inside the penalty area. McKenna tries a crossfield ball for Glenn Taylor. Taylor over the bar.
Chance.
And the ball was just in front of Glenn Taylor, who had to get some contact on it, but the angle was tight. And in the end, Taylor's shot from a couple of yards out is over the bar. Throws that ball down the line for Glenn Taylor to flick on, looking for Roberts. It's over his head though, and cleared by Dom Smith. Morgan Smith has made all the noises you need to make a foul, but not got one for James Curtis, as the ball's cleared for Rob Ramshaw inside the penalty area, and Ramshaw's onside here. Ramshaw, what's he going to do? He's going to click out onto his left foot and shoot, and that's into the back of the net, and Miller's double the lead. And it's a second for Rob Ramshaw, cut onto his left foot, fired under the keeper. And like you said, Jack, that second goal was crucial, and Moose have got it.
Yeah, Moose have got it, well deserved. And it's Rob Ramshaw again, who's in such a good run of form now. That'll be another goal dedicated to Grandad Freddie there. Brilliant composure just to take it inside the man, drilled it low through the legs of Charlie Andrew, and could be game wrapped up now. Moose looking very assured, and a good run looks to be continuing.
Moose, two goals to the good.
Comfortable, I think.
James Curtis into a challenge for Tomlinson, and comes out the victor. Curtis releasing Rob Ramshaw down the left-hand side now. Ramshaw with a touch with the outside of his right foot to control it, and then drives at Dom Smith inside the box and can play it to James Roberts inside the penalty area. Shot first time, saved by Andrews, falls back to James Roberts, who will release Glenn Taylor. Taylor weaving one way then the other. Falls to Shane Henry, 25 yards out from goal, finds Chandler. Chandler to James Roberts in the left-hand channel. Roberts with the ball inside the penalty area, headed away by Dom Smith. Only as far as Tomlinson. Tomlinson to Lynch. Lynch will complete the clearance.